So what happened in March at Lake Martin for our real estate report? Let's check it out. I'm John Coley with Lake Martin Voice Realty. All right, so our first slide, as usual, is Lake Martin waterfront home sales for the month of March. And I like to track these. This is one of my principal things I like to look at. So what happened? I always like to compare the prior year. In 2018, there were 29 waterfront homes sold. And so far, for the month of March, there were 31 sales. And so that is up about 7% from the prior year, which is kind of surprising because so far we've been losing to the prior year. So this is a happy surprise. The month of March beat the prior year. That's a good thing. All right, just to kind of put it in perspective, I also like to look at the 5-year average. The 5-year average is about 30 home sales in the month of March. And so that means we are beating our 5-year average by about 4%. So again, that's all a good thing, especially if you're looking for upward trends. So if that's the monthly data, and what does it look like year to date? I also like to look at that. And by the way, these home sales are all over Lake Martin, all brokerages. I'm getting this from the multiple listing service. And so this is all agents everywhere on the lake, every waterfront home sold. All right, so what does it look like now? So these is year-to-date numbers, so January, February, March, basically the end of the first quarter. How do we look? For 2018, there were 57 home sales through the end of March, and for 2019, there were 55. So we are still down as compared to the prior year, about 4%. But it's, the gap is closing. I mean, it's only 2 sales. It's pretty negligible. Our first quarter is not really a big quarter for us anyway because we're waterfront home sales. So how do we look for the 5-year average? Our 5-year average is actually 60 homes, which hits about right here. And so we are about 8% off of our 5-year average. But our 5-year had contained 2017. It also contained 2015, which are the 2 best years ever. So I won't say that number is skewed. I mean, if you're looking at 5-year averages, one month, you ought to look at it every month. So, hey, yeah, we're down about 8%. But good news is we're catching up to 18, whereas we had been lagging a little bit. But I expect these numbers to ratchet up because, like I said, the first quarter is usually pretty slow. The second quarter, April, May, and June for Lake Martin usually kind of ticks up and it gets going pretty fast around here. So I'm really keeping my eye on that. Another thing I looked at in some prior months was inventory. I was trying to kind of guess, if you looked at prior months, of what's the direction of this market. One thing I like to look at is inventory. So I did all 5 years out here because I think it's important to watch the trend. In 2015, there were 358 waterfront homes for sale on Lake Martin. That went down slightly in 16 to 326. 17 went way down because, like I said, 17 was a really hot sales year, depleted a lot of our inventory. And then in 2018, it fell even more to 252. And so in 2019, now again, these are all Marches of each of these years. Where are we now? We're at 289. So we are up about 15% from the prior year. So anytime sales are down, inventory's up, you kind of want to say, I don't know that we're in a seller's market. But you can see that, yeah, we're not up as high as we were in these prior years, but we're still higher than the previous year. So is that a start of a trend, or are we leveling off? Can't really say yet. But I do know that our 5-year average, if we averaged all of the Marches in the last 5 years together, they average about 304 homes for sale. And so that's a difference, I think, of about I don't know what that is. I can't read my writing now. Maybe 10%? No, not that much. Probably 5%. I don't know. Anyway, it's lower. So 309 sales. But again, I expect this to kind of continue to tick up for April because we do have more homes on the market. I do think we're going to have more sales in the market. But anyway, it's another good trend to watch. Another thing I like to watch is lot sales. And so what are lot sales doing? For lot sales, instead of you wasting 2 pieces of paper, I just did it year to date. And so it also, again, I wanted to show a 5-year trend here. And so in 2015, through the end of March, we had sold 21 waterfront lots. In 16, we were down slightly to 19. In 17, we dipped a little bit to 14. In 18, we're at 12. And so in 19, we're at 13 sales as a 3. So we're up a tad bit from the prior year, but we're still below. Our 5-year average is about 16 lots, waterfront lots sold through the end of March. So we're still down off our 5-year average, but this is, again, the first quarter, so not that many sales usually, but you do have a lot of waterfront lot buyers that look in these winter quarters that end up buying later. So I'll be interested to see how that goes too. If you have any questions about the market report, if I can help you out on the buying side or selling side, I'd love to. I'm an agent. My name is John Coley with Lake Martin Voice Realty, and my website is, this thing doesn't fall down, is lakemartinvoice.com. Thanks.